Alright, this one is for subscriber Billy Joe Jenkins. It took longer for me to read this than I was thinking. Here is Who is Who in the Imperial Guard, issue 1. This is the full cover, Steve Lightbulb. Yeah, this is like a handy book, so cuts abound. This is written by Barbara Crampton, and the editor is Martin Quaid. And I think it is fair to say that Martin Quaid is involved a lot more than just as an editor. I took a look at this before getting it to decide if I wanted it, and I saw these first few pages and thought the whole thing was like this. We have a Marvel Saga style recap of the Imperial Guard's history, and I thought that would be good. But there is a lot more than just this. The origin is that 3 superpowered youngsters in the 30th century banded together: Flashfire, Electron, and Oracle. I didn't realise that Invisible Girl was actually one of the first new members inducted. And Schism were the first 2 who joined after the Imperial Guard's formation. And then Shapeshifter, who used to be called Hobgoblin. But to maintain my and your sanity, we will not contend with the name changes they made to the Imperial Guards. I think this is fine, this write-up, but it could use a bit more detail, a bit more expansion, focusing on elements rather than telling them, giving us a basic handle on some of the characters maybe. Although the bit explaining Shapeshifter does achieve that. I am invested and understand a lot about this character now, and I want to read stories with him. They have sold them and established the key ideas perfectly here. I am officially moving Shapeshifter to my list of Imperial Guard characters I understand. Next, we cover Titan and Fader, and I have some gripes here. I don't like that they rushed the end when telling us about Fader, and they alert us to the fact that he dies. I would prefer some semblance of chronology. Withhold that information until you get to the point in history when he dies. Mentor, Smaller Superman, Smasher. The art for this Marvel Saga section is by Steve Lightbulb and Stan Jurgensen, but they are not credited anyway outside of the introductory piece by Martin Quaid. And so I don't know what the exact deal was with the art for this. Did we have 2 pencilers? Or did we have a penciler and an inker? Or was it a layout and finishers deal or whatever? I did learn a lot here. The main thing is I got a better idea for the order of characters. I always knew the first 3, but if you had asked me who came next, I would have said Titan and Starbolt. Now, however, I know that it is Invisible Girl, Schism, and Shapeshifter. Here we have Neutron, Scintilla, Starbolt, Hardball, Gladiator, and Glom. We do cover some stories alongside the characters, but it does for the most part explain the characters, their powers, and when they joined, and maybe a story that involved them. I mean, yeah, this is mostly story rather than members. And as I said, I wish we got a bit more of all these things, more details, maybe little scenes. I'm thinking more like the Saga of the iDigivolutionary in the Marvel 1987 annuals. That is the benchmark Marvel Saga style story, because that one was a story. It was an actual story, a unique original story being told within the confines of what would otherwise be a Marvel Saga style recap like this. The text and the static images to go with them. I do like stuff like this though. It definitely helps me understand some of the history. Some of it I will forget, but parts of it will stay in my head. Then we have what the title of this comic would make you expect. Andy Book style character profiles. 6 here for what I assume are rather minor characters in Imperial Guard history. Oh god, this guy, I think he was an opponent. He has a fucking terrifying body. At first I thought it was a colouring or inking mistake, but I looked up pictures. Yeah, he has this weird body that looks like it is missing parts. I am glad I have not read any Imperial Guard stories with him in. It unnerves me. But now I want to read Imperial Guard stories with him in. I want to know what's going on with his body. A lot of these I don't know, obviously. I don't know, or didn't know, or have any clue on. I read these profiles, but they're not great profiles because they sometimes bury the leads. We have 2 prominent Imperial Guard characters here. I worked it all out when I started the channel, but I lost my cheat sheet. Does this guy have a Marvel counterpart? There's a possibility that he is Earthquake, but at the same time, Earthquake could be Quake Kid. This one is hardball though. One of the reasons I haven't reviewed many of these Imperial Guard comics is because I lost that cheat sheet. I'd worked out every single member and their Marvel counterparts, and then the computer with that on broke. Mentor, another big member of the team. He is the descendant of Brainiac, the Superman enemy. I've not read much with Mentor in, actually. I think just Final Christmas. But Supergirl dates him. There is a Supergirl annual. I definitely have that. Who wants me to review that sometime? The Supergirl annual about her and Mentor. Some more not full page profiles. And surprisingly, the last one here, I think I recognise her. It says that she fell in love with Smasher. I vaguely remember that, but I can't place where that would have been. Maybe Invisible Girl, the secret origins issue about Invisible Girl. Maybe Smasher fell in love with her and it upset Invisible Girl, or it made Invisible Girl leave or something. Shapeshifter. Not the same art as seen earlier on. Very similar, same pose. But this is by Dave Cockburn. All the art pieces for the profiles are handled by different people. Usually ones linked to Imperial Guard or their comics, or who have some cachet as an artist. This guy is a bad guy. I knew him before I read this, but I didn't know anything about him other than his name and that he is a bad guy. The one in the middle here, I think they actually do have a Marvel counterpart. Monstra. Look it up and let me know what you think. Monstra. You might have to put Imperial Guard before Monstra, because there's probably another Marvel character called Monstra. Titan over here, he grows big. I'm not sure if this is very interesting because I can't say much of anything about over half these guys. Now here are some true off-page profiles. Are the controllers from Imperial Guard comics the same controllers from Black Stars? Electron. I always confuse Electron and Flashfire. It is very bad naming. Flashfire is the electric one, so my brain naturally will think Electron. But no, Electron is the magnetic one, which makes sense when you say it like that, but Cosmic Boy does not make you think Electron, does it? Are the Dark Circle? I think they are later rechristened Black Zero. Members of the Dark Circle. Darkseid over here. Nice picture of Darkseid from the Eternals. Darkseid, he loves his anti-life equation, doesn't he? Well, with thigh-high boots like that, I think he has gone and discovered himself the anti-wife equation. Darkseid is Moon Dancer. This one is Moon Dancer, maybe. It's one with a Marvel counterpart. Again, isn't clear, but I am going with Moon Dancer. She was in Christmas on Infinite Earths. That is where I know her from. I think she joined the Justice League in the New 52. And then the last two pages are a selection of more of the shorter entries for villains. We also have a decoder and a key and stuff like that. I think this is actually a nice mix of supplementary materials. I would quite like to work on a rip-off of this format based on something I like. Thunderbals. Or maybe Defenders. Something concise, but that has variety, like them. This accomplished some of what I needed it to do. It filled me in on certain histories and characters. I still don't feel completely safe reading Imperial Guard comics, but it'll be a very slow process, I reckon. So, 7 thumbs up.